announced around stimulus package of $2.2 billion to move their businesses out of China. Even Trump administration has been calling shots for more than a year to reduce exposure in China, which has taken more heat post this corona pandemic. A section of global media is already saying that the developed countries will soon move their businesses setups out of China. Now, my question to all the panelists: all these reactions are kind of knee-jerk reactions to the alleged conspiracy behind the corona pandemic, or there is a real heat behind it?
Good evening, good evening, all panel members and the audience. If somebody had told us in January this year that the world would turn upside down in 3 months' time, we probably would have asked him to go and meet a psychiatrist. But that's exactly what has happened. Pretty much the entire world has come to a standstill. Insofar as an opportunity that exists, I would like to actually draw our attention to 1990, when P.V. Narasimha Rao became the Prime Minister. When he opened the economy, that was the first opportunity for Indian business and businessmen to actually start growing. It was after decades of the socialist kind of government that we had, where everything was restricted and was controlled. So this was the first opportunity that Indian business got to actually collaborate, look out, expand. Steel, cement, everything was decontrolled. In my opinion, this particular COVID and this entire discussion that we're having about businesses moving to India is probably the second opportunity we're getting for taking it from where it started in 1990. 3 decades later, I think we have a great opportunity. Indian businessmen, entrepreneurs, most of the young people in this audience, is a great opportunity to actually start businesses, start collaborations, and look at ways and means of growing business both in India and abroad. Now, this is not a knee-jerk reaction to the pandemic. It's pretty obvious that the involvement and the complicity of the Chinese government in either allowing the spread of the virus or delaying information sharing about the seriousness of the epidemic, especially the human-to-human transmission aspect, it's further heightened suspicion on the Chinese government. So the subsequent action and statements of governments, both European, American, and Japanese, clearly indicate the seriousness in which they're looking at moving business out of China. In fact, the Japanese, like Ritesh was saying, the Japanese government has announced allocation of $2.5 billion just for moving operations out of China. So in my opinion, business will move surely.
Thank you, Ritesh, and good evening to all our viewers, and good evening to all our panel members. I am really happy to be joining to this webinar, where today everyone is talking about the crisis that we are going through, and it's quite gloomy. But I must congratulate FinPro to take a topic which talks about opportunity along with the crisis that we are dealing. And to talk about whether this is a knee-jerk or short-term or it's going to really last, my personal opinion is it's definitely going to last. Major reason being, one, it has not started recently. India, if you see, has been going up in the ranks in the global businesses, and ease of doing business, we've really climbed up many ladders. So the movement had already started, but now this is an opportunity in this crisis, where this crisis has given a push to the entire movement that we are already in the path. So I feel it is definitely not a knee-jerk. Yes, there will be some opportunities which will be short-term, which immediately, like medical equipment, ventilators, masks, things like that. But other areas where we can really grow in other industries, whether it is healthcare, medical equipment, automobile. So there we definitely have a large opportunity, and it's going to be long term. but it also depends on how the country is responding, how the entrepreneurs, how the industries is responding to this opportunity and taking the advantage going forward. So I feel it's a opportunity which is going to last long, and so in our hands as a country to take it forward.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hope all the members of today's groups are well, keeping well. The subject is, are we ready for global opportunities after Corona crisis? I'm of the view, yes. Yes, we are ready. We cannot let this serious crisis go to waste. I feel it's an opportunity to do things we think but could not do before. I feel there is certain 3-4 points in my mind like that. Our country, India, is a consumption-driven economy. With population of 130 crores, post-lockdown, there will be upsurge in demand of food, consumer items, ancillary items. Secondly, what I feel, India is a democratic country with stable government, also with present dynamic leadership, and hence should remain a preferred destination for foreign investment. As you know, everybody says cheap manpower, but I don't use the word the cheaper manpower. I use the word the availability of manpower at a reasonable cost, and talent is an added advantage for India. This corona disease, this present situations made all the Indians more careful about the healthcare, medical facilities, and after this corona, what I feel key medical facilities, healthcare segment will grow with the rapid speed. All these, taking into consideration all these, I feel there is a good opportunity for all the citizens of India, for the country to crop up with this, and we will definitely get a better future, better days.
Manufacturing is very complex activity as of today. There's a huge supply chain element to it. There's a lot of dependence on logistics. Consider and so just by saying that supply chains are going to move overnight probably would be wishful thinking. We started by taking Japan as the example. Now, Japan does not need a reason to act against China because there is a socio-political history around that, around what happens in the South China Sea. We haven't heard any other major economy making such an announcement. So ideally, we should wait and watch. You take an example, and I would actually request you to take a step forward from it. Now, suppose that happens. Suppose the supply chain moves. Then what? Consider an example. We are our largest supplier of Rajma is China. We have had governments fall because of onion prices. You take your pick. What will happen if Rajma prices change? We are the world's largest supplier of generics. Our largest importer, we get our largest APIs from China. There will be a pushback. We are an interdependent world today. China is known as the factory of the world. They would also be planning. They are seeing what is happening all around, and they are also planning. It's not that they will not react to whatever is being said or happening. They will also react. So we should tread the path cautiously. I think the world has moved away from I, me, myself to we, us, ourselves, and any sudden change will have socio-political impact. Please remember, we had a great repression in 1930, and 9 years later, Adolf Hitler rolled into Czechoslovakia.
I believe that India is going to be a huge opportunity. Every child in the world, there are 7.4 billion population in the world. Everyone knows the current problem is or perhaps have come from China. So business is done on trust. And when the trust gets broken, businesses will have to shift. Yes, I do understand, as Saikat says, that supply chain, it will take time. Sure, it will take time. But the ball will now start rolling. Automatically, the world is to have Chinese, let's say, ketchup, Chinese packaged biscuits, Chinese cakes. But tomorrow, I am not too sure whether that fate on Chinese products exists. And India is a logical choice for filling the shoes of those suppliers. Therefore, we, the entrepreneurs of India, and all those who are on the web call today, must take this opportunity that more and more inquiries are likely to shift towards Indian entrepreneurs. We will have to buckle our shoes up and quickly deliver whatever they're asking. Can we do everything? The answer is no. Some of the raw materials which we would perhaps use will be from Chinese sources. Will China allow that supposed to take place so that India can do value addition? Answer is no. But there will be truth somewhere in the middle. Today, almost all the active pharmaceutical ingredients of the pharmaceutical world, 80% is sourced from China. APIs is sourced from China. India can make API, active pharmaceutical ingredient. Can it make overnight? No. Can we start working today to supply in 6 months to 9 months time? Answer is yes. So opportunities like that, Indian entrepreneurs must see that where we can fit into the shoes of Chinese entrepreneurs and take that opportunity and shift it to India, because the lack of trust which will be there in the global world for the next 2 to 3 or 5 years is a great advantage for India.